So do one coat and then don't go to the other eye, apply the second coat, because if you don't, you get some clumping. Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're talking mascaras. I love mascara. We are talking about a comparison of all kind of the top, I feel like, talked about clean mascaras. It's not every single one in my collection because that would be bananas. We would be here for 175 days, but we have a bunch of ones that I feel like a lot of people talk about, and also ones that I really like that I feel like we need to talk about, and ones that are also on the newer side that I feel like should be talked about because they're kind of on the newer side and people are interested in them. Anyways, that was the longest introduction to this video, but this is gonna be a long one, so I want to jump right in and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into this clean mascara comparison video. Let's get into it. I'm excited. So I'm just gonna kind of grab and go. It's not going to be in any particular order unless a brand has more than one mascara that I have in my collection. Then I'll talk about them kind of side by side, just so that there's kind of that comparison between the two mascaras and comparison to the whole collection, if that makes sense. Anyways, I digress. Let's get into it. The first mascara we're going to talk about is the Ilia Limitless Mascara. I love this mascara. I've talked about this 1,000 times. I feel like this is always kind of one that I always restock because it never does me dirty. It is an incredible mascara, and I know so many of you love it. I hope I said the name. If I didn't, this is the Ilia Limitless Mascara. Now, this is the mascara that really changed my mind about plastic bristles. This has a plastic wand and short on one side, long on the other. I do short first usually, and then I go in with the long bristles, but either order, I love what it does for my lashes. It gives me length. It gives me volume, especially when I do the long bristles at the end. It gives me volume and it really does curl my lashes, and the curl lasts really, really well, which is great. It holds a curl when I curl my lashes with a curling, a lash curler. When I do that and I apply the mascara, my lashes hold so, so well. I have very minimal running with this, and what I want to preface is I have weepy eyes, especially right now because it's spring's coming, which means I'm gonna be sneezing for the next what feels like 6 months, because the second spring starts, I'm sneezing until basically the end of fall because I'm allergic to everything in the universe. But this is great because even with my weepy eyes, I don't have really any running. I have a touch sometimes, depending on how weepy I get, a touch right at the edge here, but that's kind of par for the course for me with mascara, but it's not anything that makes me look like a raccoon or anything like that. I really, really like this, and I know so many of you love this as well. Then next we have another one from Ilia. This is their volumizing mascara. Now this is the wand right here. It has more of an hourglass shape, which I love. I love an hourglass shape mascara. One, it's just everything. What I will say about this formula is I need to clean off the wand, like scrape off any excess. If I do not, I will look like a raccoon, like not even a question. This formula for my lashes isn't great. I know so many people do love this mascara. For me, and the fact that my eyes do tend to be weepy, and not just that, I do tend to get mascara sometimes all over my face, even if it feels like the formula would work for me. This mascara isn't my favorite. It is fine if I clean off the one and I powder my under eyes. A huge requirement, powdering my under eyes. If not, we're looking crazy. If I powder my under eyes and scrape off all the excess, like any amount of excess, then I apply it, I don't have an issue with it. If I don't do that, okay, if I do not do that, we're looking a little crazy. I do really like the volume it gives me, the little bit of length it's given me, and it does give me a little bit of a curl. I will say the curl doesn't hold as long on my lashes as the Ilia Limitless Mascara, but I do enjoy the way that it looks and wears when I do all those steps. However, if I had to pick between the two, it's not even a contest. I'm going with the Ilia one. Next, we have a mascara from Beckham Beauty. This is their Future Lash. This is the first one that they had they came out with. This is the wand right here. This is a tubing mascara, and it really gives you just like a nice natural looking lash. It removes really easily. Like I mean, that's why I love a tubing mascara, because it removes so easily just with a little bit of water and you're good to go. This gives, again, a very natural looking lash. It doesn't do much for my lashes in terms of volume. However, it does give me a little bit of length, and it does kind of give a slight curl, but it isn't anything dramatic. But it is a very beautiful natural looking lash. I don't really have any issues with this when it comes to running or anything like that, because again, it is a tubing mascara. So generally you shouldn't have issues with tubing mascara and kind of running and flaking and all of that. With this one, I don't find that I have to clean off the wand, but for most tubing mascara formulas, I don't need to do that. This is very nice. Victoria Beckham Beauty also has this mascara here. Oh, look how dirty the tube is. I use this all the time. This is their Vast Lash. Did I make that up? No, Vast Lash. And this one, to me, out of the two, is my preferred one because it gives volume and all of that. It's also a tubing mascara. So this is the tube. I mean, you can also see it's just like a bigger tube. It's kind of macaroni noodle shaped, if you will. And it is great. It's super easy to remove. It gives me volume. It gives me a little bit of length, and it does curl your lashes and hold really nicely throughout the day. Again, super easy to remove. I don't have any issues with running or anything like that because, again, it's a tubing mascara. Both of these are really beautiful. If you like a more natural lash, definitely go here. If you like a little bit of more volume, and not even a little bit, a good amount more volume, and you kind of like a little bit more of a dramatic lash, definitely go with the Vast Lash over this one. But they're both great. And I know some people really like to keep it very natural with their lashes. And so the, what is it, Future Lash? Did I make that up? No, Future Lash is definitely the way to go. Next up, we have one that I've talked about nonstop on this channel. The Westman Atelier I Want You mascara. They did have one in a yellow tube. Not yellow, am I okay? Am I okay? Gold. It was gold. Yellow is crazy. In a gold tube. I don't believe they make that one anymore, but this one is incredible. Again, this is the I Want You mascara. The other one was called the I Love You mascara. I should have grabbed that one, but I don't believe they make it anymore, so I felt like it was pointless. But anyways, this is kind of a volumizing, lengthening mascara, and I love this one. It really gives me volume, like beautiful fluttery volume, not chunky volume, which I love. It just, oh, I'm obsessed with this. I mean, I've tried this on in so many videos, but I love this. It gives me great volume, great length. I don't have any running with this. They also have a brown shade. I really want to grab that when I run out of this, which is the black one, but it wears beautifully throughout the day. It gives me a little bit of a curl, which I love because I feel like my lashes, I don't always want to grab a lash curler, and I feel like my lashes are just really meh in terms of curls. So this gives me nice curl, holds all day. Again, I don't have really any running or anything like that. I know that this is a lot of makeup artists' favorite, especially that I've seen on like TikTok and stuff like that. And I totally agree with them. It's real good. This is a very nice mascara. And overall, I have nothing bad to say about this. I've talked about it way too much on this channel, but I'm a really big fan. Next up, we have another tubing mascara, the LYS Beauty mascara. I really like this, and I know a lot of you love it as well. It's a tubing mascara, so I don't have any issues with running or anything like that. The wand at first, I was like, sweetie, get out of here. But it actually gives me some really nice length. It doesn't give me too much volume, but does give me some volume. I would say that the other mascaras I've talked about, the Westman Atelier and the Victoria Beckham Beauty one, and even the Ilia one give me more, the Ilia Limitless. The other one also gives me more volume, but out of the ones I love, the Ilia Limitless give me more volume. However, that's okay. I don't need all the volume all the time. This is great. This is one that I love to grab in summer. It's just an overall great mascara. I don't have any running, any issues. And if I don't want to powder my lower lash line, if I don't want to powder my concealer, this is a great one because I just go on with my day and I don't have to worry about any running, Tubing mascaras in general are great for that. Next, we have this mascara. This is from the brand Queen Lucia, and this is their mascara. I was skeptical of this at first. I actually really like this formula. The only negative part I would say about this mascara, it gives me beautiful, nice, fluttery lash. It gives me a decent amount of length. It does give me a little bit of volume. It's not anything crazy. The only thing about this mascara is you gotta wait between coats. So do a coat, give it a minute. I believe they say wait 2 to 3 minutes actually. Definitely wait. And then apply the second coat. That I find when I was testing this out is important. So definitely wait between coats, but the way that it makes my lashes look is great. I didn't have any running or any issues with that with this mascara. Overall, I'm a really big fan of this mascara, and it gives me, again, really beautiful looking lashes. I don't have to worry about any running. The component is nice and hefty and expensive feeling, which is good because this is kind of a more expensive mascara. I believe it's $32, $30, something like that. So it definitely, the weight of it feels a little bit more luxe. Overall, I'm a big fan of this. Again, just the caveat of having to wait in between coats. And it also has kind of the claim that it helps your lashes grow and all of that, which is really nice. To be honest, I haven't use it long enough, in my opinion, to be able to say whether or not it helped my lashes grow, because I am always testing other things. But having it be like a nice, healthy for your lashes mascara, that is always very nice. And it's available at a lot of different places that I didn't think it was available. I believe it's available at like Nordstrom's and stuff like that. Anyways, I digress. I'm a really big fan of that. Next up, we have another serum kind of infused growth and volumizing in the sense of giving you more lashes type mascara. This is from Soi, and this is their Precision mascara, or I believe that's what it's called. It's going to be on the screen. And I was really intrigued by this because of the wand. I at first was like, okay, cool. We're not going to do anything, but this gives me a really beautiful looking lash. And I do have videos trying all these mascaras on if you want to see them in action, but this is meant to be a water resistant mascara, and I do find that I don't have any issues with running or anything like that with this mascara, which is great. It gives me a decent amount of volume for every day. It's not the most volumizing mascara, but it does give me a little bit of volume. I do feel like it gives me some lengthening, and the water resistant quality that it has, in my opinion, means that it's going to work really well for my bottom lashes, which is the bane of my existence a lot of the time. They do have another one that's waterproof and tubing that I haven't tried, so that's on my list, but I do really enjoy this. Next up, we have this one from Ilia Colé, and this, at first when I saw this one, is another one where I was like, honey, you're going to do nothing. But I really like this mascara. The one thing I will say is, again, I have weepy eyes, so by the end of the day, I do have some running on my lower lashes if I do apply it to my lower lashes. If I only apply it to my top lashes, I don't have that issue, but I do have some running when I apply it to my lower lashes, but it does give me some good length. It holds a curl, and I do find that it gives me really beautiful volume, but I don't grab it as much because I am more nervous about just the running. It is a beautiful formula, but if I don't wear it on my bottom lashes, I'm good to go. So it's a non-issue if I'm not wearing anything on my bottom lashes. This is a strictly top lash mascara for me, but it's beautiful. It wears really nicely. It holds a curl really nicely. It gives me beautiful volume, gives me a little bit of like length, and I really like this. I actually use this. I feel like I have a whole video dedicated to Ilia Colé, because we all know how I feel about them. Love Ilia Colé. Where I tried this on. Oh, I feel like this might also be in my price point video that I did recently. So if you want to see this in action, check it out there. But really like this mascara. It just depends on what the look is going to be, whether or not I wear bottom lash mascara. Next up, we have the House Labs mascara. I love this mascara. This is an incredible mascara. It gives me great volume, great length, holds a curl really well. I don't have any issues with running with this. This is the wand. So the tip does collect some product, so just make sure you do a good job cleaning it off. just so that you don't have too much, and you know, you can get a mess on your lid if you don't do that. But besides that, this is incredible. I love, do I have mascara? I have it on my hand. Am I kidding? But I really like this. It gives me great volume, great length, holds a curl really well. I don't have any running or issues with this. I'm actually wearing this as my first coat. I'm wearing 2 mascaras today. This was the first coat in the mascara combo that I wore today. I love this. This I didn't think would be as good as it is. It has replaced my love for the Westman Atelier. The Westman Atelier one is still amazing and I love it. But in terms of like on my vanities, this one has replaced that one, which is pretty impressive because I have been using the Westman one all the time, side by side my favorites. And this one has taken the place of that one. It is so incredible, and I know so many other people love this. This is such a nice wear. It doesn't clump, and it's just so easy to build up your lashes, and they just look stunning. And right now I'm going through a tough lashes period. I feel like every 2 months I'm like, my lashes, there's something up. One of my lashes, I believe it's this side. It might be this side. I think this side, I have some sparseness in there, and this, you can't really tell, which is amazing. This is great. Then we have one that I know so many people love, and it's from Tower 28. This is a great mascara. This one is the brown one. I also have the black. I really like this formula, and this one is just so amazing. And if you have sensitive eyes, try her out. This is just so great. It gives me great volume. It gives me great kind of separation. It's a plastic wand, and it is macaroni noodle shaped, and it has longer bristles kind of towards the back and a little bit shorter towards the noodle, the scoop, if you will. And it is great. I really enjoy this. This is one that I also really like to wear in summer. It is just so comfortable, and I hadn't tried the brown one because I only had the black, and they actually sent me the brown one, and I was like, oh, am I a brown mascara gal? Because I was such a big fan. This is so nice, and I know it's so many people's favorite. It is just such an easy mascara to wear, and it looks so stunning all day. It gives me some nice volume. It gives me some decent length. It holds a curl really well, and I don't have any running with it, which is really nice. Overall, I'm a really big fan, and if you have sensitive eyes, this is definitely one to check out. And I actually recommended this to a friend who has sensitive eyes, and she told me that this is the only mascara that hasn't burned her eyes. She normally, by the end of the day, has some issues with mascara and her eyes burning. So definitely worth checking out. Next up, we have this mascara. This is from Exa Beauty. I am such a big fan of Exa Beauty in general. I mean, I never stop talking about them. And this is another kind of hourglass shaped mascara wand. This one gives me nice volume, nice length. It really like pumps up my lashes. It is a bit of a drier formula, which I really enjoy. Oh geez, I just got that all over my finger. Am I kidding? I'm the worst. But it's great because it is a drier formula, so it gives like a nice dry volume. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there's a difference between when your mascara is super wet and liquidy and the volume that gives you versus a drier kind of formula. This is a drier formula. It's kind of the same with the House Labs. The House Labs one has a drier formula, and it's game changing. I love it. A lot of the time, tubing mascaras have that kind of drier formula to them, so the volume that they give you is great. This is one of those. It's easy to remove. I really like this. In terms of other mascaras that I have, this isn't one that I grab all the time. However, it is nice. I just have other ones that I enjoy more, but I have a million mascaras, so I feel like it's hard to compete sometimes, but this is a beautiful mascara, and I have no complaints about this. It's very nice. Next up, we have the Versed mascara, and this one is newer, and oh, look at how much product is on the wand. Do you see that? I hope you can tell. Yeah, look at that. It's like a whole chunk on the wand. So this one is a plastic bristle, and I just recently reviewed all the Versed makeup products. This one is not necessarily my favorite mascara. It gives you a nice lash. However, this formula isn't for me. I do find that it clumps, and you got to work really quickly with this formula, at least in my opinion. You tell me. I just released a video where I did like a full try on of everything. So you tell me what you think, but for the fact that I have like some sparseness in my lashes, you could really tell in that video because of the way that this kind of was clumping everything together. This one you got to work quickly to apply so do one coat and then don't go to the other eye, apply the second coat, because if you don't, you get some clumping. So this is not one that I will be grabbing really. I think I am going to give this away because I do think this might work for my mom or my sister. However, I know other people really enjoy this formula, and the Versed makeup is so affordable, so it's definitely worth checking out if it's something that intrigues you. But for me, it is not one that gives me kind of that defining separated lash, which is what this was kind of meant to be. So yeah, but I know that there are a lot of people who love it. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. For me, if I'm going to go for something that's separating and all of that, I want it to not be as challenging to work with as I found that this one was. Next, we have the second mascara that I'm wearing today, the love of my life, my favorite of all these mascaras. The Jones Road Beauty mascara. I love this mascara. Like, this is by far, I have a backup of this. This is by far my favorite mascara of all time. This is incredible. The volume, the length, the curl, it doesn't run on me. It plays well with other formulas. So this is it. It has a macaroni noodle shape as well. And this just, no matter what way, if I do the hump way, the one that's kind of the hump and that, or the scoop way, no matter what way I use this, my lashes look incredible, layers beautifully, no running. Wearing it, this is one I always wear on the bottom lashes, no problem. This is so good, and this also isn't a super wet formula. I don't love a super dry formula, but I like one that's kind of in between wet and dry. I like something that is kind of in between so that it has room to dry out, if that makes sense. This is incredible. I love this. The Jones Road Beauty wand is really interesting because the wand is like a traditional looking wand, but when you touch the bristles, it has kind of a plasticky feel to it, but it isn't a full plastic wand. It's kind of a hybrid of a traditional wand and a plastic wand in terms of what the bristles feel like. I love this mascara, and I know so many of you love it, and I always get comments that this mascara is so incredible for you, and that makes me so happy that other people enjoy this as much as me, because sometimes finding a mascara can be real hard for giving you everything you want, right? Like, all these mascaras there's like so many ones that are great. There are a few that I really just don't work for my lashes. However, finding something that gives me everything I want is really, really hard, and I think everyone kind of struggles with that. This gives me that because I can do one light coat and just be like, oh, a natural gal out in the streets. You know what I mean? Like, it's not over the top. But if I want to really pump it up and do 2 coats, even 3 sometimes when I'm feeling a little nuts, it's fine. And they just look beautiful and they don't clump, and it's separating enough. It gives me like a wispy looking lash, but it gives me volume. I don't know. I've talked about this enough. I'm obsessed. Next, we have the LYS Beauty mascara. Now, this is one that is also a macaroni noodle shape, like so, and it's meant to give you a nice curl and some length, and it definitely does that. What I will say is I feel like, depending on the day, and really what I mean by day, I mean weather, sometimes the curl doesn't hold as well as I would like it to. However, it is a nice formula. This is one I definitely like to powder my bottom lashes, because if I don't, then I do get some running. But this is a nice formula, and if you want something that gives you length and curl, this is definitely one that will give you that. if I had to pick out of like lengthening curly mascaras, that one isn't one that I would grab. However, it is a nice formula. I just feel like by the end of the day, I'm kind of wanting more out of it. As the day kind of goes on, I'm like, okay, I want a little bit more, but it is still a beautiful formula. I think that if you don't have as straight of lashes as I have, because my lashes are so straight, it's like crazy. If you have a little bit more curl to your lashes, then this formula probably will work for you. But because I don't really have naturally curly lashes, this doesn't always do like what I want it to by the end of the day. But when you first apply it, it does give you some nice curl. It's just the way that it holds doesn't always work out. Like summertime, it doesn't hold the curl for me in summer. However, it's still a beautiful formula. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. And this one, for me and my stick straight, they might not be perfectly stick straight. That feels dramatic, but they're my straighter lashes. I need a little bit more in terms of how long the curl holds, if that makes sense. Next up, we have the Sarah Creal mascara. This is another tubing mascara, and this is what it looks like. It's meant to give you some volume. It's also meant to kind of give you a touch of length with the tubing. For me, this mascara is okay. The mascara looks nice and all of that. I do like my mascara to give me a little bit more than this mascara gives. The wand is a traditional wand. It is a small wand, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't give me enough oomph, if that makes sense. It does give some volume, but for me, I feel like it's a little bit more, it's a very, very natural looking volume. And I want a little bit more out of my volumizing mascaras, but this is nice. And I feel like a lot of people who like kind of the Glossier Lash Slick, their mascara vibe, you probably will enjoy this. But for me, especially if I'm paying this amount of money, I can't remember how much was it. Let me look it up while we're here. Yeah, for $40 that I paid for this, I want my mascara to do a little bit more because there's a lot of other mascaras here that give me that same kind of look that are way more affordable. But it is nice, and I do think that there are people that will enjoy it, but you can get that look and kind of feel and that type of volume out of other mascaras. Next up, the Caliray Beauty Mascara. So this is another tubing mascara. It's meant to give you volume and length. For me, in terms of volume, the volume that this gives you isn't anything insane, but it does give you some volume. It does give you some length. In terms of curl, I feel like my lashes don't hold a curl as well with this one as other tubing mascaras I have. However, I do like to have this mascara in stock because I feel like this is a great one for a more natural lash look type day where I want it to look natural, but I also want a little bit of extra bump in volume and length. This is a great one. Again, it's tubing, so I don't have any running or any issues with this one really. I do at times, by the end of the day, if it's been a super, super long day, so I've been wearing the mascara more than 8 hours, sometimes I'll get, depending on the time of year. So right now, spring, when my eyes are weeping, I do sometimes have a little bit of something just here, but it's so minimal. And then lastly, we have the Iris and Romeo. This is meant to be a volumizing, curling, and lengthening mascara. For me, this wasn't my favorite. This is a nice mascara, and it does all those things. However, by the end of the day, the lashes were definitely like not holding strong. And I do feel like as you use this more, the volume that it gives you can kind of become a little bit clumpier. And I do feel like this formula can be a little bit heavy on your lashes. And in terms of my favorite, the Jones Road Beauty, that does lengthening, volume, and curl, this one just didn't measure up at all. I do feel like by the end of the day, I had a little bit of running, and in terms of comparison to my favorites, this one didn't really measure up. But let's talk favorites really quick. So Jones Road Beauty is number one. I also really, really love the House Labs mascara. I also am obsessed with the Westman Atelier mascara. The Ilia Limitless Mascara is always going to be in there. It's not one I'm constantly grabbing because these three and this next one, the white one, what is this, Vast Lash? Yeah, Vast Lash from Victoria Beckham Beauty. All four of these outperform all of the other ones for me. However, the Limitless mascara from Ilia is right there. So these are kind of my top obsessions. And the one that is truly the love of my life is the Jones Road Beauty. And right now, the House Labs is the one that I'm grabbing kind of side by side this. It is just so good. I'm obsessed with these. I would love to know down below, what is your favorite mascara? What are your kind of thoughts on all of this? Let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.